Good morning, MCCDC. Our praise and worship song this morning is called Emmanuel. So it simply says, come, let us adore him. And it's very simple and easy. It's an insert within the bulletin.
Let us adore him, kneel down before him, worship and adore him. Come, let us adore him, kneel down before him, worship and adore him. Emmanuel, 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 we worship you, we worship you, we worship you. Let us adore him, kneel down before him, worship and adore him. Come, let us adore him, kneel down before him, worship and adore him. Emmanuel, 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 we worship you. We worship you. We worship you. We worship you. We worship you.
Thank you, and you may be seated. Emmanuel, God with us. That is the message of Advent, the God who comes to be with us and to invite us to be with each other in deeper and more connective ways. The altar has been moved into the heart of our sanctuary to symbolize this idea of a God who comes into our very midst. And so the altar is in our very midst today. It's also about us being connected to each other. And so rather than the back of someone's head, you get to see the faces, the souls, the lives that gather in this place of community and connection. So we do welcome you to this season of Advent on this, the third Sunday of Advent. If this is your first time at MCCDC, my name is Dwayne, the senior pastor. It's my honor and privilege to welcome you and to let you know that we do not have visitors at MCCDC. We have friends who we just can't wait to meet. So we don't want to embarrass you, but if you are here for the first time and you're comfortable and could raise your hand high enough for the ushers to see where you are, this applause is to say good morning and welcome to everybody to this place.
And good morning. My name is Kathy Alexander. I'm the associate pastor, and I too would like to add my voice of welcome. Thank you so much for choosing to worship at MCCDC this day, and thank you for choosing to join us by live stream in our live stream congregation. I want to mention our door. Behind that very beautiful painting is a door, and what we see in front of that beautiful painting is the Star of Bethlehem and the little city of Bethlehem on the hill. So we will be using that for the rest of Advent through Epiphany as a reminder of this sacred and holy season. And we thank you for being here. If you would please, if you have a prayer request, we have in your worship folder a piece of paper that we call our connection card. If you put your name at the top, and if you have a prayer request, put that down there and put it in the offering plate as it goes by. Our pastoral care ministers will be in prayer with you this week.
I bring you greetings today from our Minister of Music, Daniel Scarce, who is having some rest and relaxation on the seas, actually, which is wonderful. We want to thank Antonio Williams for coming today and bringing your presence and gifts to us. So welcome and thank you for your presence here. So I invite you now to rise as you're able, double check your cell phone to make sure it's on, but on silent. Send out a text message, invite someone to church, check in on Facebook, send out a tweet. And then introduce yourself to someone you may not know as we continue in worship today. Please rise as you are able.
Please remain standing for our opening hymn, hymn number 144, Hark the Herald Angels Sing.
On earth and mercy mild, God and sinners reconciled. Joyful all ye nations rise, join the triumph of the skies. With angelic hosts proclaim, Christ is born in Bethlehem. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Christ by highest heaven adored, Christ the everlasting Lord. Late in time, behold, here comes, offspring of the Virgin's womb. Veiled in flesh, the Godhead see, hailed incarnate deity, pleased on earth with us to dwell. Jesus our Emmanuel. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Hail the bearer of God's peace, hail the Son of righteousness. Light and life our Savior brings, is with healing in his wing. Mildly laying glory by, born that we may more
second birth. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King.
Please be seated. This is a time of new awakenings. It is a time of new faces and new places and new visions. And so this week, our tree, God's tree, I keep forgetting that it's God's tree, that we have had use of and spirit of and enjoyment of for so long, has been present in our community, was removed. And the face of our glass is changed. There's newness of life. There's newness of purpose. And so if you would like to take some home with you, we have some in our parking lot of the Tree to Remember. Hopefully the artists in our community will create a lasting memory of God's tree in our community as we face this tree that we have had use of and spirit of and enjoyment of for so long, has been present in our community, was removed. And the face of our glass is changed. There's newness of life. There's newness of purpose. And so if you would like to take some home with you, we have some in our parking lot of the Tree to Remember. Hopefully the artists in our community will create a lasting memory of God's tree in our community as we face of God's tree in our community as we face